Welcome to San Francisco, where a starter house these days costs $1.6 million and Teslas set the pace. I'm Leia, a working mom in tech, and this week I am sharing exactly how much we spent every single day to keep life fun on a big city budget. I'll also share the 5 habit-building strategies that will help you reach any goal you're chasing. So let's dive in. My day starts around 5 a.m., so I can squeeze in some self-care and tackle my to-do list before the breakfast chaos hits. Rolling out of a warm bed never feels easy, so I lean on a strategy I learned from the book Atomic Habits. The idea is that if you want to break a habit, you need to make it more difficult to do that habit. My biggest offender was the endless snooze and scroll cycle in the morning. Now my phone, the alarm, and the temptation sleeps on the far dresser. When it rings, I have to stand up, walk over, and by then, I've already set myself up for success. This morning, I'm going to review some of our finances. I grew up in a family with a scarcity mindset where we always were having a hard time with resources, and so it really makes me feel a lot more comfortable making sure that I'm on top of what's coming in and out of our accounts and if we are on track to hit our retirement goals. Our fixed costs to live in San Francisco and have kids here starts with our mortgage for owning our 3-bedroom, 2-bath house and for our kids to go to preschool while we're at work. Our mortgage and childcare adds up to $13,000 per month, and I recognize that this is a lot of money, but for many millennials living in San Francisco, this is considered a pretty good deal. We're super lucky that we bought our house at a 3% interest rate and when prices were lower. Currently in San Francisco, the median house price is reported at $1.6 million, and childcare at a preschool can easily go for $3,000 to $4,000 per month per child. A sweater vest?
Forget your rules, forget your shoes. I've done everything you asked, but I wasted time. Forget your truth.
After work, it was time for those Monday errands.
Je prendrais bien le grand morceau là, de béchamel. Oui, s'il vous plaît.
I started by getting some cheese for the week and then looked for a gift for a friend who is throwing a dinner party for 14 people. She loves cooking, so I got her some special spices that she can use later on when she cooks. Today we're going to go head to Whole Foods for our weekly grocery shopping. We generally stay away from buying too many snacks because when we have snacks at home, we have a habit of reaching for them anytime that we're bored or hungry. This is another application of the habit strategy we discussed earlier. We add friction to habits we want to break. So if there are no unhealthy snacks in the house, there's no unhealthy food to eat. To get the snacks, we would have to go out, drive to the store, find the snack, and then come home to even get that snack we are craving. That's enough friction to resist the temptation. So removing this temptation altogether completely increases your chances of success. Our total grocery bill for the week was $213 from the store plus $81 for our HelloFresh box. Our HelloFresh box ends up costing less than $10 per serving and is super convenient for days that we need to make something quickly but don't want to order out. Let's be real, I'd rather be sleeping right now, but I know I'll feel better after this workout, and these marathons don't run themselves. There are so many excuses to make every single day, and I've made them all. Getting your body moving on busy days requires so much effort. You need to wake up early, get your outfit, put on your shoes, stretch, get your water bottle. Oh, and sometimes it's the middle of winter, and you need to get to the office by 9 a.m. But the hardest part of the run is getting yourself going. I use an important strategy to keep myself on the right track. I remove as much friction and obstacles as possible from the habit that I am trying to build. So strategy number 2 is if you want to build a habit, you want to remove friction. On days that I want to run, I leave my workout gear in plain sight and have my water bottles already filled. This makes it as easy as possible for me to get going. Sometimes I'll even sleep in my workout clothing if I know I'm going to have a hard time getting up. To achieve your goals, you need to make it as easy as possible to follow through with your desired habit. Any small barrier can derail you on tough days. After my brain tumor diagnosis, all I wanted to do was lay in bed. The medications are exhausting and I had so many more things on my plate. Every day feels like climbing a mountain. No one was going to even question me if I didn't achieve any of my goals. So I really had to double down on my strategies. I still took breaks when health got in the way, but overall, I've continued to trend in the right direction. It was a little bit of a rough morning. Kids just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Everyone had a lot of stuff to do before the workday. I'm just gonna make a little bit of breakfast and then get right to my workday. Today's a work from home day, so we're getting right to working. As part of the data science and analytics team, my day-to-day changes often based on the business needs. Today I'm working on some experiment analysis and analyzing the business impact. So our pet expenses have recently changed because we updated to a new prescription food for some skin allergies and some food allergies that we discovered. So the new cost is $130 per bag, so $260 per month. And the other expense is their pet insurance. So we have 4 animals, and each animal is $150 per month for pet insurance, so $600 per month total. And then the next preventative that we have for them is their flea, tick, and heartworm medications, which adds up $150 per month. So our total fixed cost for our pets is about $1,100 per month. You know, that can change from month to month based on vet expenses or treats and toys, but that is what we will definitely expect to spend every single month. Now that I'm back at my corporate job, I recently did a full wardrobe refresh, since previously I hadn't been in an office since 2019. Putting in extra time in the morning for my outfits makes me feel a lot more confident and more productive at work. So I went directly to Quince for my wardrobe refresh a few months ago. Then when they reached out to send me some more pieces, I was like, absolutely yes. So let's take a look at some of the things that I picked out. Quince is a brand that is redefining luxury by offering high quality essentials at more accessible prices. They're on a mission to make premium fashion, home goods, and wellness products affordable without compromising on quality, sustainability, or ethics. They use a factory direct process so they don't have to rely on that supply chain middleman that often hurts business efficiency. This is how they can provide products made from the finest materials, cashmeres, silks, leathers, linens at a fraction of the price. I'm wearing Quince pieces every day this week, so check out the description box for a link of what I'm wearing and some of my other favorites. Running is fun because I feel like you can get to literally anywhere in the city just by foot and get to explore some of the old stomping grounds. Today I have to apply a simple habit building strategy that is surprisingly difficult to follow through on, and that is never miss twice. Here's this rule in a nutshell using a common example. So let's say you go for a run a week in a row, then you miss a day because of a work dinner, and then the next day you feel too tired to run, so you don't, and this continues the next day and the next and the next. Not going on that run the second day is what ended up being the biggest threat to your habit building and makes it harder to pick back up. We celebrated the last day of school, which was another reminder that time is going by so fast. There was a constant pull being so excited to watch the kids grow up and learn so many new things, but also a nostalgia from when they were small. We went to their favorite sushi restaurant, picked up some makeup, and then got our favorite ice cream from a popular spot. Navigating the summer break and finding childcare was a whole new beast, but we are lucky to be receiving help from grandparents and babysitters. So that is a wrap on the school year. Tomorrow, Grandma's gonna watch them and she's gonna be hopping in and out throughout the summer, but we're actually gonna be in New York for 3 weeks. I'm gonna be working from the New York City office, and my parents will watch the kids since they live in New York. And then in August, we're gonna be with family in France. We're gonna have childcare in August like that as well, and I'll be working remotely. Nectarine, qu'est-ce qu'on dit? You don't want it? Okay. The kids woke up bright and early this morning at 5 a.m., so I wanted to spend that time with them. And now I am heading over to the office. There's this saying about San Francisco that goes, the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, and it's pretty accurate. We mainly get our summers in the fall, like in September, October, November. The actual summers are always so cold. I'm heading over to a cafe this morning for my morning meetings, and on Friday mornings we have the cleaners who come and they help us tidy up the house, vacuum the house, and it's something that's extremely helpful because time is your most precious resource, and our cleaners charge $130 to clean the whole house. Oh my god, y'all, I'm so awkward. I didn't know what to do because I got to the cafe. I ordered my stuff, I sat down, and then I realized there's no Wi-Fi, and I've been there so many times and I've never noticed. So I was like, can we put this in a to-go cup? And thank you, I'm so sorry. And then I left. But it's okay, now I have an extra matcha and I'm gonna run to another cafe to get my call. I spent the rest of the day analyzing experiment results and trying to better understand why we got the results we did. Then I wrapped up work for the day and called it a week. We are heading to meet our friends at a cat cafe. We've been meaning to do this date night forever. Grandma's watching the kids and we're gonna play with some kitties and go grab some dinner. I'd had this place on my bucket list for months, and it definitely lived up to the hype. There were 34 cats roaming free, climbing the wall shelves, hanging out, or just napping. Most are rescues looking for forever homes, and the lounge gives them a safe spot to socialize and to charm you while they wait. It was pretty much the perfect way to wrap up the week. When we have family in town, my husband and I love having an early morning running date where we knock out a half marathon before 9 a.m. We get to spend this one-on-one time talking and doing what we love together. 13 miles takes you past all of the gorgeous sights of San Francisco. Today we ran through Golden Gate Park and finished along the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful views aside, the fourth strategy to keeping a habit alive is having an accountability partner. An accountability partner combines external motivation with mutual support, raising your odds of sticking to any habit, from saving money to running marathons. As a seizure risk, running is a bit more complicated for me, so I know that I needed that extra push to stay on track. For these longer runs, my husband paces me, and my running coach creates customized and safe running plans throughout the week. The double layer of accountability always keeps me on track for my next race.
We had a very active morning with a long run and taking my daughter to her ice skating lesson. And now we are going to go and have some yummy food. We're trying out a new cafe today, and we're going to just go and enjoy the sunshine that we haven't had all week. Ice skating is interesting because it's a very good metaphor for life. You just fall over and over again, and you have no choice but to just get back up no matter what. So it's been a really good sport for my daughters to work on.
Father's Day called for a shout out to the guy who makes our balanced life an everyday reality. With 2 full-time jobs between us, he keeps parenting and house duties a true 50-50. Diapers, dishes, school runs, you name it, and he's there. After a quiet morning at home, we grabbed some lattes and an early lunch, and then spent the afternoon enjoying the sunshine and soaking up all this family time.
The last strategy, which I think is very underrated, is to always speak your goals into the universe. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your partner, tell your hairdresser, tell everyone what your goals are, because the more people you tell, the more your goals are going to be top of mind. And maybe people will have strategies for you. People will be checking in on you very often to see how you're tracking to your goals, and people are going to be happy for you. Anyone in your life who isn't happy for you reaching your goals should not be in your life. And so tell people, let them know.
Now that we're home and resetting for the week, it's time to look back at our spend. We spent a total of $5,026 this week, with our fixed costs of childcare and mortgage making up most of our spend. In actuality, most of our spend does go to our investments and savings, but I have not included these here. Taking a deeper look at the breakdown of spend, we see that indulgences like coffee make up less than 1% of spend. So the only thing that would actually change this dynamic is changing our large fixed costs. Cutting those delicious lattes that make us happy isn't going to change much. And since we're happy with our house and our kids are loving their school, I'd say we aren't looking to change anything anyway, but we'll see what the future holds. If you made it this far, that means you're curious about setting goals and achieving them. So I'm going to challenge you to write out one habit you want to either build or break, and what strategies you can use to achieve this goal. Just start with one habit. There's no need to tackle them all at once. Life is difficult enough. Whether it's exercising more, sleeping better, or cutting down on screen time, with accountability, supportive friends, and clear goals, you can build the life you've always wanted, one habit at a time. Thanks for watching, and here's to achieving all of your goals this year.